Dear my student, good morning. Today I am going to deliver lecture in crop production technology 2, and the crop is barley for first semester student of BSc AG. As you know, the botanical name of barley is Hordeum vulgare, and for India it is next important to rice, wheat, maize in area and production. It is more suitable in India than wheat because it requires very less number of irrigation. It is very tolerant to moisture stress condition as its root goes to very deep in the soil, so it can withstand the moisture stress condition. So particularly in the rain-fed area where there is a limitation of irrigation, barley is very suitable crop in that area. So you can say that in moisture stress condition or where there is a irrigation is limitation, so in Rabi crop barley is very important in that area. It can be grown in a variety of soil. However, it is very well suited in drought, salinity, alkalinity and varied topography like plain, hill, under rain-fed and irrigated condition. And mostly it is preferred by the farmers where the wheat cannot be grown. So in place of wheat in Rabi season, the farmers prefers to grow the barley. Origin. Its origin is northeastern region as probable place of origin. That is northeastern region means Indo-Burman region. And it has been also found that Abyssinia, that is Ethiopia, is also one of the origin center of barley. And in Southeast Asia like China, Tibet, Nepal is another group of origin. Archaeological remains date back 8000 BC at Euphrates in Syria. Euphrates actually is a river where its remains has been found. Recent evidence also obtained from Aswan Dam in Egypt about 16,000 BC. So you can say that it is very old crop, and now its economic importance. It is a Rabi cereal crops, for it is very suitable for cooler and semi-arid parts of the world. In India, 90% of the total barley has been consumed by the human food as a human food. It is used for malt purpose, to make beer, to make whiskey and industrial alcohol and vinegar. It is also used to make the energy rich product like Bournvita, Boost, Horlicks. As a medicinal value, it has great medicinal value to reduce the cholesterol level in liver. So in fatty liver case, the doctor recommend to use the barley so that cholesterol or fats can be reduced in the liver. However, in other country like US, it is used mostly as a cattle feed and horse feed. It is also used for biscuit making, a great demand for malting industry. Good quality production may often foreign action, means by cultivating the good quality barley we can get foreign exchange. The composition of the barley is very good, more than 11.5%. It contains protein more than 11.5%, carbohydrate 74%, fat 1.3%, and crude fiber that is important for our digestion, for our alimentary canal, that is crude fiber is 3.9% and yes 1.5%. So it is all about the economic importance of barley. Now the climatic requirement. Climatic requirement is almost similar to wheat. Perform well in cool climate. Warm and moist conditions are not conducive for growing of the barley. It cannot tolerate frost. Frost and hailstorm at flowering stage are very detrimental for the barley crops. Barley is an important rabi crop of northern plains of India. During the 2018-19, around 1.73 million tons of barley grain was produced from 0.662 million hectares area, with per hectare productivity was 2.16 quintal per hectare. Rajasthan has the largest share, that is more than 40%, 45% of the production and 40% as a area, followed by UP. It is commonly grown in the state of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Jammu Kashmir. Barley thrives well in marginal saline and alkaline soil, any water scarce area as a rain-fed crop. It is also cultivated for malting and brewing purposes in Haryana, Western UP, Punjab, Rajasthan with relatively better management to get good grain quality. And this is done through contract farming. Nowadays in Haryana, Western UP, Punjab and Rajasthan, a lot of contract farming is going on, particularly for the purpose of malting and brewing industry to produce the beer, whiskey and energy rich soil. Sandy loam to loam sandy soils of the Indo-Gangetic plains having neutral to mild alkaline reaction and medium fertility are the most suitable for barley cultivation. However, it is not suitable for acidic condition. So if you want to grow the barley in Jharkhand, you have to apply lime. As the soil of the Jharkhand is mostly acidic condition, so to grow the barley successfully in Jharkhand, you have to apply lime. Drained soil pH should be 7 to 8. Barley grown in high nitrogen often loses, so it requires very low nitrogen. Its requirement of nitrogen is very low. If you apply more nitrogen, then lodging will take place. It is a salt resistant. Its cultivation has become possible on saline coastal areas of Sundarban in West Bengal and saline black soils of canal irrigated areas of northern Karnataka. So we can say that the only crop which is most suitable for the saline soil problematic soil is barley. So you can grow successfully the barley in the saline soil. The season, seed rate, spacing and depth of sowing. Season. Mostly it has been recommended that 1st November to 15th of November is very suitable for the growing of barley. And if you are for irrigated condition, if you want to grow for the as a rain-fed crop, then before end of October, that means last week of October is most suitable for the growing of barley as a rain-fed crop. And in hilly zones, summer crop you can grow in April, May. Seed rate 100 kg per hectare. Spacing 22.5 centimeter. in irrigated condition and 2.5 to 25 centimeter in rain-fed condition. Depth of sowing. Depth of sowing is one of the most important feature for proper germination. So in irrigated area 5 centimeters should be depth of sowing. However, in rain-fed area depth should be 6 to 8 centimeter. Varieties. Two type of huskless and hull barley. Huskless preferred as huskless is preferred as husk. If there is a husk, the threshing of the or separation of the grain from husk is very difficult. So nowadays huskless and hull barley. Huskless barley has been preferred. The variety is Karan 18 and Karan 19 has a very big demand from the farmers. Suited for hilly areas, Himani for medium to lower hills, and the duration is 140 to 145 days, and its productivity is 3 to 3.5 tons per hectare. Next variety Dolma. It is suited to medium to highland elevation, and its duration is 140 to 145 days, and the productivity is 4 tons per hectare. Another variety is Kailash, that is 6 rows hull. It is suited to medium to low elevation. Now the suited for rain-fed areas. There are so many varieties which are suited for rain-fed area. Ratna 6 rows hull variety, which is 125 to 130 days. It is suitable for Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar. It gives 2.5 to 3 tons per hectare. Vijaya 120 to 130 days. It is suitable for Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, and its potential yield is 3 to 3.5 tons per hectare. Azad, another variety, 115 to 120 days. Its potential yield is 3.5 to 3.8 tons per hectare. Similarly, Amaru is another variety which is suitable for malt purpose, and its duration is 130 to 133 days, and the grain yield we can obtain the grain yield up to 2.5 to 3 tons per hectare. And variety suited for irrigated areas, Jyoti, Ranjit, Clipper. Clipper is very suitable, and this is two rows variety which is introduced from the New Zealand, and it is very suited for malt and brewing purposes. It is very useful for the industrial purpose. Another variety Karan 1819, its yield potential is 5 to 5.6 ton per hectare. It is dual purpose, means it can be used as a fodder as well as grain. This is the picture of 6 rows and 2 rows variety. You can see this is the 6 rows variety, this is the 2 rows variety. This is 2 rows variety. Now malt purpose. Some of the specific requirement for the malt purpose barley. What is the requirement? Selection of the variety for malt purpose. Generally 2 rows varieties of barley is very suitable for the malt purpose, like Clippers. Its grain should be plumpy, medium and good quality. Select the seed having 1.2 to 1.5% nitrogen. For good quality malt purpose barley, it should be below nitrogen percent 1.2 to 1.5% of nitrogen. So for the malt purpose, the protein content should be lower in the grain So we have to use lower dose of nitrogen, particularly for the malt purpose. So the nitrogen fertilizers should be minimum for the malt purpose barley. It should be timely sown, and it should not be sown in the well fertilized soil. That means the soil which contains high available nitrogen is not suitable for the malt purpose. Irrigation should be given timely. Now it is very important to do seed treatment to decrease or to reduce or to control the seed-borne diseases. For the control of loose smut, also known as Kangaroo, seeds should be treated with Betabax or Bavestin at the rate of 2 gram per kg of seed. The covered smut can be controlled by seed treatment with 1:1 mixture of Therum plus Bavestin or Betabax at the rate of 2.5 grams per kg of seed, or Raxil 1 gram per kg of seed. Now the termite problem is also one of the important problem, as it is grown in rain-fed condition. So in rain-fed condition, due to low moisture condition, termite multiply very soon, very rapidly multiply. So termite problem observed in many fields. So for that purpose, treat the seed with 150 ml of chloropyrifos 20 EC or 250 in 5 liter of water for 100 kg of seed to be avoided the loss due to termite attacks. So it is all about the seed treatment. The field preparation. In barley cultivation, field is prepared like wheat. Field is prepared with the disc harrow and cultivator followed by planking. A barley is very sensitive to nitrogen and water, hence field should be well level. There should be no stagnation of water in the field, and it may cause lodging of the barley crop. Leveling of the field with laser and leveler is must for proper distribution and saving of water. If you do leveling of the field with the laser leveler, it will save the water at least 30%. Bulbs are made to harvest and retain rainwater, particularly in rain-fed areas. In irrigated areas, fields should be prepared after pre-sowing irrigation for proper germination. Farmer can sow barley on raised bed too, with a specialized designed red bed planter for saving of seed. So nowadays it has been found that raised bed planter is very suitable to make the raised bed planting of the or sowing of the barley gives more yield and save the water. Now the fertilizer requirement in irrigated areas for timely grain purpose: 60 kg nitrogen, 30 kg phosphorus, 20 kg potassium is suitable. However, for the malt purpose, 80 kg nitrogen, 40 kg phosphorus and 20 kg K. And for late sown condition, 60 kg nitrogen, 30 kg phosphorus and 20 kg potassium with a seed rate of 100 kg has been recommended. And the fertilizer should be applied whole of the phosphorus and potassium, and half of the dose of nitrogen should be applied at the sowing of, and remaining half of the nitrogen should be applied at the first irrigation, that is 25 to 30 days after sowing. However, in rain-fed condition, 60 kg, 30 kg and 20 kg NPK and full NPK should be applied as a vessel at the time of sowing itself. Here there is no any split application of nitrogen for the rain-fed barley. In case of zinc deficiency, if there is a zinc deficiency, then we have to apply zinc sulfate at the rate of 20 kg per hectare. Application of other micronutrients like copper, iron, manganese should be done on the basis of soil testing and deficit symptoms. As dear student, you should know that manganese, copper, zinc and iron deficiency has been found in the some parts of the Haryana, Punjab and western UP. So in that condition, on the basis of soil test, you have to apply the micronutrient to control the micronutrient deficiency or to elevate the micronutrient deficiency. The method of sowing. Sowing with the seed cum fertilizer drill is the best method of sowing. However, in the state like Jharkhand or Bihar, we have no seed cum fertilizer drill. So, traditional method of line sowing, in some areas dropping seeds with chonga attached to a desi plough is very popular. Dropping seeds in open furrow behind desi plough is very popular in Jharkhand, and the farmers of Jharkhand also apply this type of sowing for the wheat. Somewhere broadcasting are to be found, but it is very inferior as compared to line sowing or seed drill. Soil should be made compact by planking running roller for better seed soil contact, so that the germination of the seed is not get adverse effect. Spacing 23 cm row to row for timely sowing condition, and late condition or malt 18 to 20 cm. Now the irrigation. Yes, this is a Rabi crop. It is a Rabi crop, so the irrigation is very essential to successfully grow the barley crops. Barley can be grown under, as I have already told, that barley is very tolerant to moisture stress condition. So it can be grown in rain-fed and in area of limited irrigation condition. Generally, it requires 2 to 3 irrigation for better yield. However, in areas like Rajasthan, where the soil is light, the irrigation may be 5 to 6. Water requirement, total water requirement for the whole life of the barley is 200 to 300 millimeter. The malt barley requires 3 irrigation to ensure better yield and grain uniformity. Now, some of the critical stages you have already studied in wheat and barley. This is also happens. So, if you have only one irrigation, definitely you have to apply at CRI stage, and this stage comes in barley 30 to 35 days after sowing. If we have 2 irrigation, then 2 irrigation, the first irrigation should be applied at CRI stage and the second should be applied at panicle emergence stage or spike emergence stage. If we have 3 irrigation, then it should be applied first at CRI, second at panicle emergence or spike emergence, or third one at grain formation stage. So this is all about the irrigation or water management. As barley is less infested with the weed as it grows very fast. Barley is very fast growing crops, and generally weeds may not be able to compete. A proper crop stand is maintained. For narrow leaves wheat like Avena fatuva, Flaris minor or poha ghas, pinoxidine or axial 5 EC at the rate of 87.5 ml at 30 to 35 days after sowing in 300 liters of water for 1 hectare should be sprayed, and it will control the narrow leaf weeds or monocot weeds. The weed management for the broad leaf. Most of the broad leaves weeds are Chenopodium album, that is also known as bhatua, then khar bhatua, then jangli palak, then mena, metha, malwa, grass, makoi, kandai, kanbol, Bullus arvensis, Angelis arvensis, Coronopus, Didymus, that is wild carrot, Piazzi, and Chatri Matri. And this can be controlled successfully with the application of metasulfuron at the rate of 10 grams and 2,4-D, that is Vidimar, at the rate of 1250 grams at 30 to 35 days after sowing in 3 liters of water for 1 hectare. So this is about the weed control of broadleaf weed and narrow. If the field has infested with the both broad leaves and narrow leaves, then we have to apply isopyretrian at the rate of 3125 milliliter and pendimethalin 3750 milliliter at 3 days after sowing in 300 to 375 liters water for 1 hectare. And it is advisable that the field should be free at least 30 days after sowing. Some of the post-emergence herbicide that which can control both the broad as well as narrow leaves is isoproteron at the rate of 0.75 kg per hectare plus 0.5 kg 2,4-D ester 3.5 leaf stage. It should be applied at 30 to 35 days after sowing, and it will control the both broad as well as narrow leaf. Other weedicide is very cheap weedicide, that is pendimethalin. It can be applied as a pre-emergence 1 kg per hectare at 3 days after sowing, and one weeding should be done at 30 days after sowing. So this is all about the weed management, how we can control the weed. Now the plant protection measure, loose smut and cover smut. As you know that in wheat, loose smut disease is found, but in barley, loose smut as well as cover smut disease has been found. So loose smut and cover smut, as you know that the loose smut and cover smut disease is caused by the fungal, and it is seed-borne disease. So seed treatment is one of the fundamental protocol to control the seed-borne disease like loose smut and cover smut. So seed treatment with Vitavax or Bavestin at the rate of 2 grams per kg seed for loose smut, and Vitavax and Therum in the ratio of 1:1, or Tivaconazole 1.5 grams per kg of seed for cover smut should be used. Seed can be also given solar treatment. This is cultural practices where there is no need of any chemical. So seed can be given solar treatment during the month of May and June. So what is the protocol? Soak the seed for 4 hours in water and keep it in the sunshine for 10 to 12 hours, and afterwards store the seeds in dry place. In the field, collect the smutted ear heads and burn them outside the field. Disease is rust. Rust are multiple cycle disease and spread like wildfire. It is spread very quickly under favorable environment. Though chemicals are available, the control by spray may not be cost effective. So it is very advisable for the farmers use the resistant variety of barley, those varieties which are resistant to rust diseases should be used. One of the type of rust disease, yellow rust, which is not feasible for low input crop like barley. So the use of resistant variety is highly recommended. Any number of resistant or tolerant variety has been nowadays released for the benefit of the farmers, and the varieties are DWR, UB52, DWR B73, DWR UB64, DWR B91, and RD2786, RD2972, RD2885, and RD2676. This is all about the resistant variety. And if in spite of that, if disease come, then spraying with the tilt at the rate of 1% or Bayleton 0.1% or follicle 0.1%, that means 1 ml per liter of water immediately after appearance of disease should be sprayed. Now another important disease is foliar blight or leaf blight. It is severe in the areas where the day is warm and humid, especially in the northeastern part of India, that consists of eastern UP, Bihar, Bengal, Jharkhand and Assam. The source of inoculum, both soil and seed. So the foliar blight or leaf blight is both soil and seed-borne disease. And therefore seed treatment with the Vitabax plus spraying with Bayleton 0.1% or tilt 0.1% or tivaconazole, that is Folicar 0.1%, that means 1 ml of this chemical in 1 liter of water is recommended for spraying. And for the farmers, very important is grow to the resistant variety, so there will be no need of applying any chemical. That will only add the cost of cultivation. So grow nowadays a lot of resistant variety against the foliar blight or leaf blight has been released, and the varieties are DWR RUB15, DWR RB73, DWRU B64, RD2552, RD2899 and RD2907. Now comes to aphid. Barley crop is also affected by aphids, which causes heavy loss to the crop as well as the grain quality. As it reduces the grain quality, so it is very essential to control the aphids. Otherwise, that grain will be not suitable for the malt purpose. So it is advisable to spray with imidacloprid or acetamiprid 20 sp at the rate of 20 grams active ingredient per hectare, or clothianidin at the rate of 15 grams active ingredient per hectare in thousands liter of water. Now another important chemical is quinolphos and 25 EC at the rate of 100 grams active ingredient per hectare in 1000 liters of water should be sprayed to control the aphids infestation in the field. In case of heavy incidence, the second spray can also be made after 15 days of interval. Now the Mollia disease. Mollia disease actually caused by the nematode. The cereal cyst nematode affected soils are common in Sandhills area of northeastern Rajasthan and adjoining area. Actually, nematode is widely found the area where the salt content of the soil is very high, particularly in the salty areas, particularly in the Rajasthan and some parts of the Haryana where there is a salinity is very high in the soil. So in that condition, this Mollia disease actually affected the barley crops. This caused heavy losses in crop by drastically reducing tilling and ear head formation. Nowadays, a lot of variety has been recommended or released against the resistance of Mollia. the following the use of resistant variety like RD 2052 and RD 2035 and RD 259 to 92 should be encouraged for such area where there is a where there is a infestation of Molia disease. As you know, the barley is very important crops, not for the consumptions of human being, but it is used for the industrial purposes. In ancient times, barley was used for flour and sattu, and the grain is also used for the feed purpose. So barley is the dual purpose crops. The green rice crop is used as for fodder, for feeding for the dairy animal, and another one most important use of the barley is to produce the malt. So it has very important industrial use. Barley is for malt use. It is used in chocolate, infant foods, weaning baby foods, milk based beverage, for beer and spirit. For medicinal purpose, it has the property, it is a diuretic, that means it expedites the removal of the water from the kidney. It also reduces the kidney stone. Due to the liberalized trade policies at present, industry for beer preparation increase, so the malt requirement in India has been sought up. So nowadays a lot of area has been procured by the by the contract by the industry and doing contract farming, particularly in the area of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and some parts of the western UP. Today the industrial requirement of barley is about 3.5 to 4 lakh metric ton, and it is growing at annually at the rate of 10%. So you can see that what is nowadays the requirement of malt barley is particularly increased at the rate of 10%. So in future, in malt industry, barley production of barley, good quality barley is very essential if you want to increase the export or to earn the foreign exchange. At present, 20 to 25% of the total barley production is utilized for the malt preparation. The 6-row barley is lacking in desired quality. So 6 rows barley is not useful for the malt purpose. So 2 rows barley, particularly one of the variety clipper which has been introduced from the New Zealand, is very suitable for the barley which is used for the malt purpose. Many companies have started contract farming on 2 rows barley at farmers field in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and western UP and Uttarakhand. The company provides good quality seed to the farmers, and if required they will provide fertilizer, herbicide and all inputs which is required for the successfully growing of the malt barley. Green fodder and feed. It is as I have already told that it is a dual purpose crop. It is used as a green fodder as well as its grain used for the feed purpose. Barley has been traditionally as a grain crop for human consumption, animal feed in India. It is grown during winter season in the northern plain as well as northern hill, mostly under rain-fed condition. However, in recent area it has been observed that because of drought, in dry part of the northern plains, particularly in the Rajasthan, southern Haryana, southwest Punjab, western UP, there is an acute shortage of green fodder, and in the month of November to January. So in that condition we can grow the barley, the variety which is suitable for the green fodder, and the grain should be used as a feed. Barley can be utilized as a source of green fodder in such a condition. The crop can be grown. The crop can be given one cut at 50 to 5 days for green fodder, and the regenerated crop can be utilized for the grain purpose. So we can utilize it as a green fodder as well as grain fodder. It depends upon the cutting. In northern hills, the cut of green fodder can be taken as a 70 days after sowing. Since both the green fodder and grain can be utilized for animal fodder or feed purposes, the crop can be advantageous over oats because of its dual utilization as well as less water requirement. As I have already told that barley is very tolerant to moisture stress condition. It needs only 2 to 3 irrigation as compared to oats. The experiment have indicated that two rows barley variety, that is RD2715, RD2035, RD2552 in plains and BHS 380 in hills can be sown as a dual purpose barley. So these are the variety which can be used for the dual purpose with good yield of green fodder, that is 200 to 250 quintal per hectare, and grain as well as grain 25 to 35 quintal per hectare, in which this pat has been cut down at 70 days after sowing, and it will after that it remains and it will give the grain at least 25 to 20 to 25 quintals per hectare. Now the harvesting method is similar to wheat. Storage के time में at the time of storage the moisture content must be below 10 to 12%. On an average we get the grain yield 3 to 3.5 tons per hectare if we apply all the agronomic practices as well as plant protection measures. Straw yield, we also get straw yield 5 to 5 tons per hectare. Now the question answer, dear my student, some of the question related what I have delivered the lecture, some of the question related multiple choice question. Center of origin of barley is, the first is America, South Africa, Asia and Ethiopia. So I have already told that the origin of barley is Asia and Ethiopia. So number C is correct. In India, the highest producer of barley is Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, West Bengal, Rajasthan. So Rajasthan is the largest producer of the barley. The inflorescence of barley is also known as, first choice ear, second panicle, third one spike. So spike is known as inflorescence of the barley as well as wheat. The next question is, most critical stage of irrigation in barley is tillering, crown root initiation or flowering. Obviously CRI stage I have already taught you. CRI stage is very sensitive both for wheat and barley. So the answer is CRI stage. The fifth question is, barley crops needs which type of climate? The first one is cold and dry climate, B hot and humid climate, dry and hot. So cold and dry climate is very essential to grow the barley crop successfully. Photoperiodically, barley is a type of plant, short day plant, long day plant, day neutral plant. Obviously at the flowering time or at the grain filling time during the month of March, as the days length increase, so obviously it is long day crop. Now the depth of sowing of barley is, what should be depth of sowing of barley? As I have already told that depth of sowing of barley for the irrigated condition is 5 to 6. So here the option has been given 1 to 2 centimeter, 3 to 5 centimeter and 5 to 6 centimeter. So 5 to 6 centimeter is correct answer. Now the shoot of barley is called stem, A, B come, C trunk. So obviously the answer will be culm or come. Now the leaf of barley is petiole, sessile or both. Leaf of barley is sessile, there is no petiole. The 10th question, number of 10th question is, which variety is very tolerant to salt? The first one is amber, second one is neelam, third one is RD137. So amber is the most tolerant variety for salt. The 11th number question is, that variety is suitable for malting. That means which variety is suitable for malting? The first answer is given amber, second neelam, third choice is RD137. So RD137 variety is very suitable for malting purpose. Malting purpose means to make the beer, whiskey and other beverages. So this is all about the barley, my dear student. For knowing in details, you can consult the book of Chidda Singh, which is very useful. Very new edition has been come. So raising of the field crop, technique of the raising of field crop by Dr. Chidda Singh. You can follow the book. That will give the correct reference for you